Hi.
Greetings. Welcome to the morning.
Could you see us? How did you know coffee first?
I told him.
Oh.
So I was making coffee
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
we would go.
Because you were playing super loud music and conspiracy media said, you better turn that off. Oh my God.
Goodness. Sorry, world.
Hi.
Okay.
Mama Link is here.
Hi, Mom. Is your computer plenty charged?
Uh-huh. We thought that we'd do a live stream this morning because we have a lot going on this week. Big week ahead of us.
The foundation's getting poured on Monday. Well, not just the foundation, but the slab too. And then we already have all of our concrete block to start stacking. So
once the foundation is dry, like, what do you think? Are we going to start stacking block on?
Well, we ordered all of our, we're using lots of patio doors because that's kind of what James does. Because then you have they're effectively operable windows that already have screens built in and they're giant.
I'll pull up a 3D.
Can you scoot over just a
thing of our house plan?
Yeah.
And that'll make more sense.
So we're using a bunch of patio doors on our south side wall so that we can charge up our concrete floors so that we have a solar battery.
See that? So you can't buy giant windows.
Well, you can. They're just really expensive, and especially to make them operable like that.
So these operable giant windows
are doors.
Yeah, they're doors. So we'll have 4 of them, 3 on the south side, 1 on the east side, and then we'll have an operable west side window so that we can have cross breeze inside.
Oh, thank you, R&R. Peace to all who gather here.
Thanks, R&R.
Much
That's
agreed.
Sweet.
So we got the doors ordered. We have computer's so disgruntled.
He was sitting just up. He likes to sit on the table, but it's cold today. It's cloudy. And he was shivering, acting like he was freezing. But look at him now. He's very happy.
So we have to figure out where we're going to put all of our windows and what windows we want. But shopping for windows online is overwhelming. So I think what we're going to do is frame in all the spots that we want windows for, like standard dimension windows, and then we can track down and buy the windows maybe afterward, because even figuring out whether we want the window to open up or side to side or be an awning window, all of those things are, I don't know. It's just each of these little things have like 1,000 considerations, and it's overwhelming.
And we've never built a house. We haven't lived in a house for many years.
Yeah. So now
we're building a house without a whole lot of experience.
And trying to figure out what we want in a house after not having one for a long time is, yeah.
The Horticulture Channel. Any tips on building your YouTube channel?
I guess shorts would probably be smart right now.
Yeah, back in the day.
And do something like make a channel about something that you really enjoy. Mm-hmm. Don't just try to like fit it to the audience, because if you do that, it's a long game that you got to play.
You can see the people who are dedicated to the subject matter. And I don't know, I think that makes YouTube channels more enjoyable. Do it because you have a passion for the content.
And if you're faking it, you'll get burned out. So can we not be so honky?
Danya and Priya. Good morning, friends. You kids have been busy. B, I sent you a few texts last month. Get Tom when you can. No rush. Get to him. Cool.
I don't know if I got those. Maybe send me another one.
Or an email.
If I don't have your number saved, if I don't have your number saved, sometimes it goes to unknown and I just clear those. So, yeah, send me another message here.
Thanks a lot for your super chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Dara, greetings from Vermont. Thank you so much. And Rainman18, love you guys. Good luck with the build. Thank you.
Thanks. We'll need it.
Yeah.
Everything's going good so far, and
Do you want to hop up here?
As we figure things out, I don't know. It's all good. It's just kind of overwhelming to like work through all the plumbing and everything. Is just a lot, but we're getting it dialed. So
today we're going to be laying PEX in the floor. The back half of our house is going to be heated through
solar
heat.
hot water heater. Yeah.
So that'll be cool because there's the function of our house is those southern facing windows. That's going to absorb all the sun into the floor and into the concrete walls.
What are you talking about?
That's going to release at night during our cold nights. But in the back room, that won't receive any sunlight. So it'll be nice to have, we can go to the bathroom with warm feet.
And the bathroom is in the back room. So we only have a certain amount of PEX. So we're going to, just because that's all that I have on hand. So we're just going to weave it pretty tight in the bathroom. And then on the rest of that like area, we're just going to run a couple lines back and forth.
We buried our cistern, 575 gallons or something. We buried that in the foundation.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting.
And our well is 700 feet away, but it's 100 foot lower than what we are. So how I understand how like well pumps work, since our well water is resting at like 28 feet deep, the well pump effectively thinks that it's just pumping water up that 28 feet. And our pump is rated for 300 feet. So if we like put up lines, like I'm just going to use irrigation lines for now with a drain in the middle so that we can like prevent freezing. But if we're pumping 100 feet up the hill and the well water is resting at 28 feet deep, then it's like 128 feet that the pump is effectively pumping the water up. Because I guess the out isn't as much of a problem. So it should be able to do it. But that's how we'll fill the cistern and all that. I don't know.
Hi, Jesse.
Should work, but it's all these things that we're doing that you can't really research because they're so, well, you can research them, but they're so nuanced and specific that it's kind of hard to find clear answers.
Will you be doing any RVing in the future? From Shelly. For sure.
Yeah.
I think our goal, I would love to spend the month of September during elk season just living in the scamp every fall. I think that would be really fun.
Mama Link, people still think it's my mom that do Camp's voice. Should we spill the beans and tell them who it is? No. It's a secret.
Well, Camp hasn't spoken in a video in a long time.
I know. We need to get him talking again.
You're going to fill the cistern. It will fill with rainwater. That would be cool. In Colorado, I think you're only allowed a very small limit of rainwater collection.
Like 2 50-gallon barrels. But then I don't know. So if you collect it in your 2 50-gallon barrels, then can you only use that for irrigation or what? Like,
I think you're allowed to use that for your garden.
But not for drinking?
I'm not sure. That's even new. Apparently in the past, you couldn't collect any rainwater in Colorado. We don't get hardly any rain anyway to collect. Last summer was pretty wet, but this summer so far is very dry.
I talked to the local like water rights people recently, and the conversation started out like just hard nose on everything, but then as we talked, the conversation opened up, and he kind of said that it's more like the laws are intentionally ambiguous so that they don't pigeonhole people. And what's strange to me though is like he said that if you have water sitting out, then that it's going to evaporate out and there's no use for that. But if you have livestock, then you can have sitting water that evaporates out. So like if we had a goat, then we could have a small pond. But if we don't have a goat and we're just using the pond to like irrigate our plants and to create a microclimate, that's not okay. But since like there are legacy laws to protect the keeping of livestock, if we have a goat, we'd be all good.
Buddy, don't choke yourself. Then you'll be fine. Yeah, the rules are weird. I just saw somebody say you can't collect rainwater right now in Oregon, but you just got so much rain.
Well, different parts of Oregon, you know,
I suppose.
Like Western Oregon gets dumped on, but Central and
somebody asked about winning the cup tonight. I assume you're talking about soccer. And we just heard that Kansas City is going to be hosting the 2026 World Cup. That's crazy. You don't care at all.
You know, I mean, I'm happy for Kansas City because it'll be good for economic growth. But beyond that, I don't really care.
These are my earrings.
You made those, right?
I did.
Camp's allergies have been awesome.
Zyrtec was a lifesaver this year.
And then we got him the smallest side of point shot you can get, and now he's been wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So good. Like this time every year, he would have really black rings around his eyes from scratching his eyes so much. I don't know why he's wanting to sit on my lap right now. He might actually be cold. We took him on a climbing trip yesterday.
Yeah, we've been getting back into climbing. It's been super fun. I want to build a little bouldering wall.
Funny how we would have built a bouldering wall. We had a friend staying with us, so we built an A-frame, but we had wanted to build a bouldering wall. We should build a bouldering wall on the side of the A-frame.
Okay.
That'd be tall bouldering wall.
That'd be very tall. It's like a weird, it's not like you could about climb that without any holds on it because it's such a subtle pitch.
It's probably not strong enough either for you to beat up and climb on.
I don't know. But yeah, we need to build a bouldering wall because I don't know. I feel so much better after rock climbing every time I do it. So to have a small wall just to play around on. Mike, you need to come out here and help us build a bouldering wall. That's what needs to happen. Would you guys like to see a video on like that kind of stuff, like how we build something like that? Or is that too like irrelevant to most people's lives?
I feel like if we're into it, people would be into it.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to do some masonry work.
Oh, the Avalanche. They're in the Stanley Cup. That's why everybody's been talking about going to Avs games.
What is that? What sport?
Hockey.
Oh, okay.
The Colorado Avalanche. That's our hockey team. Surprised you didn't know that. Me and Corona went to one of those games one time. That was fun. Hockey games are so fun. Way better than soccer.
I don't think I've ever been.
Because there's actually something to watch.
Well, because part of the sport is like beating each other up, right? Isn't that allowed?
Yeah, they let them get into fights, and it's thrilling.
Well, I guess in soccer they get in fights too, but they're
please. In soccer, if they fake punch each other, they're like, oh.
You want to sit up here?
No, soccer is an awesome sport. I love soccer. I just think professional soccer, since they're so good, is really boring to watch because like nothing happens because they're so good.
I feel like as a soccer player, it's interesting.
Well, I played soccer. You played
soccer as a little kid.
Yeah, but I'm better than you.
I don't know, but my brother didn't really. He played soccer as a little kid. What?
I'm still better than you. Yeah. Let's go.
My brother played soccer as a little kid, and then he became a bartender, and he started loving soccer. I don't know. If you like it, you like it.
I mean, soccer games are really fun because the camaraderie is awesome.
If you go to them.
Yeah, I just think like if watching soccer on TV is about as boring as watching golf.
Oh, I was gonna say, which one do you like better?
Golf is my favorite thing to fall asleep to.
Do you like to play golf?
No. Unless you're playing like best ball.
So whoever hits it the best, then you go shoot from their ball.
Mm-hmm. The only time I've like chewed tobacco consistently is playing golf, because it's so boring that just trying not to puke is more fun than just playing golf.
I was on varsity golf in high school. I was a pretty good golfer.
I think I would enjoy it if I wasn't so terrible at it. The only reason I don't like it because I'm so bad.
Same with bowling.
Yeah, bowling with you sucks because you're phenomenal. And if I don't have bumpers, then no fun.
I played a lot of sports. You played football.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play basketball?
Mm-hmm. And baseball. We won state in baseball a couple times on the Sluggers. I didn't like baseball, though. I only liked running the bases because they would always put me out in the outfield, and I just felt like I was just standing around eating sunflower seeds the whole time.
Thanks, goofy goobers.
Camp. That's gross.
Camp is here, but I just set them on the table.
Somebody asked about the hides.
Oh, we had like a heat wave during the time period that I wanted to take them out and thaw them and tan them. I got all the supplies for it, but it was just way too hot and the flies were coming out. And then it cooled down, and we have been working on other things. I might wait until fall to start tanning them. I don't know. I got all the supplies and got a really awesome book about hide tanning.
At least like late summer, so it's not so hot, because all the flies and stuff will be gross.
Because we don't have any running water, so it's going to be a bit of a pain to clean up afterward too. So if we're just like sitting there with all this flesh and
Yeah, it's gnarly.
with a bunch of flies.
We do have we will have running water though from our cistern, because we have an inline
We're getting there.
pump that we can use and everything.
That's going to be so cool.
And to fill up, I was talking about it earlier, but I just bought enough irrigation pipe to pipe up to our cistern, but I need to get all the fittings to like bridge them together. So I haven't done that
How
yet.
fancy that'll be. It's crazy how it was. So back in the day when we got our bigger like 6-gallon jugs, it was such a hack from we had a couple like 2-gallon jugs. Amazing. Big step up. Then when we've been here on our land and we got our well and we don't have to go to town to get water anymore, big step up, like huge. And now that we've got, I don't know, we're about to have water running up our hill. Huge, big step up.
And we'll just be able to have a hose going whenever we want.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Especially for the garden and stuff. Yeah, having running water will be phenomenal. And we're like almost there. Baby steps.
Are you still tired? I woke Barron up to do this live stream. I just feel like we haven't done one in a while, and I'm not going to post a video this week. So we wanted to say hi and give you an update.
We would like to post a video this week. We just have like too many things going on.
I bonked my head, and I was in bed for 3 days, trying to kind of heal my brain.
Get unconcussed.
Yeah, so that's also part of why I didn't work on a video this week.
Jesse needs a garden update.
A garden update? Everything is growing really well. Everybody told me that I was planting things too close.
Which was kind of intentional, right?
Yes, because I would kind of like to have a bunch of baby arugula. My neighbor, the way that they plant is they just sprinkle things all over. They know where certain things are, but they've got volunteers everywhere, and
if things are too tight, they just pull them.
Yeah. So that was kind of her thing, is just plant them all. And then if things are too crowded, then get them out of there, replant them somewhere else, or eat them. So that's my plan with the arugula. See kind of what does well, and then pull if it does all really awesome. Mice we've had to kind of deal with, but it's not too bad. We still need to put up walls around it. We haven't.
One thing at a time. We put up our mailbox. That
Finally.
was a big accomplishment.
But we're now still waiting on USPS to validate us in the system.
Even though UPS and FedEx are both private entities, they both lean on USPS's like database system to populate different addresses.
It's called a 911 address is what we had to go and get officially federally. And then I think FedEx and UPS, that's what they take from USPS, because the USPS comes first. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we have it legally, we have an address, but USPS hasn't validated it yet, so we can't receive anything from them or FedEx or UPS. And I don't know how long we have to wait. It's a racket.
Yep.
But we put our mailbox up, so great day to be alive.
Yes, small baby steps, because we've been having to send all of our mail to our neighbors, which is not ideal, but hopefully it'll be.
Dog hair is great for mice. How?
Maybe they smell it and like think it's a predator.
Dog. Okay, camp. You hear that?
Somebody asked if I have a wedding ring, and kind of.
I made that with the intention of
it going on this finger, but it only fits this finger. So.
Oops.
Yeah.
I bought my whole metalsmithing kit for the sole purpose of making us wedding rings. And then it was just fun to sell rings too. I have a bunch that are coming for sale very soon, and we will release that on our Patreon first.
Somebody asked, what's the strangest thing we've seen in nature so far? That's a great question. I'm trying to think of like, Derek Sivers talks about how the first answer that comes to your mind when you're answering a question is often not the best, but like the third answer deep is often the most interesting or the best answer. Because the thing that you reflexively think of is like not that exciting.
Do you want to hear the first thing I thought of?
Yeah.
When we saw I'd never been in an area really where people harvested deer and then processed them. So we went to a campground and there were these just dead deer skeletons covered in crows. It was like a murder scene and terrifying at this public campsite. It was so rude that somebody would do that.
Not the best form to just dump a carcass right there.
No. But I had never seen that before, so that was very strange and kind of terrifying. Thanks, Paige's channel. We appreciate it.
My mom retracted a message. I'm trying to think of the most interesting or wild thing I've seen. Recently, we had a rattlesnake by the office.
Oh.
And that spooked me.
Show you
I made a funny noise.
Yeah, Barron's parents were here.
That's the first time we've seen one on our land at all. It's kind of hard to see with the reflection.
There you go. That was it. That was once he released it with his dad in public land a few miles away. Yikes. And I had been walking back and forth several times that morning. Camp had just gone right past it, both directions. And then I'm glad it was you that walked up on it. Because Barron is a big reptile man. That's a big boy. He was huge.
Yeah, for a prairie rattlesnake, it was big. But prairie rattlesnakes don't get that big. It didn't rattle a bunch either. And the rattle was pretty quiet. I wish they would rattle loud. But
well, and what's the deal? I think this is so fascinating. Selective breeding kind of rattlesnakes.
Well, it's like selective evolution where in
it's
places
not breeding.
Well, I mean, effectively it is, but in places that are densely populated, if people hear a rattlesnake, they'll often kill it. So then the rattlesnakes that sound off most frequently are like cold. So then the quiet rattlesnakes are still around. So then they don't have the warning sign as much.
I think that's terrifying.
Yeah, it sucks because we're like killing the useful ones, kind of.
So don't kill them at all.
Yeah.
What would you do though if you were somebody who doesn't have reptile? Like if it was just me, I didn't know you.
Get a long stick and just like put it in a Rubbermaid.
We've noticed that these prairie rattlesnakes don't really charge.
Well, I've never encountered a single snake in the wild that like even struck at me until I had it pinned down.
So that's just like a movie
cottonmouths
thing?
And stuff. I mean, there are like bull snakes, for example, bull snakes are pretty like not aggressive, but they're temperamental for sure. But they're not venomous and they're not going to hurt you. They're just like gnarly snakes. But honestly, I don't think I've ever caught a bull snake. Northern water snakes are pretty temperamental, but they're not venomous, but they do have saliva that's like a anticoagulant. So if you get bit by them, you'll bleed out. Bull snakes are so I've heard that bull snakes will eat rattlesnakes, but they're not part of the king snake family, and I don't know if they actually eat rattlesnakes or if they just outcompete them or what.
What's a water moccasin?
Cottonmouth or
that sounds really scary.
Well, we have those in like the Midwest, like in Missouri and Arkansas. They're the ones that stand up out of the water with their head up high. They're spooky when you're in kayaks and stuff.
Do they have a worse bite or worse venom?
Their venom is similar to They're a viper, and their venom is similar to rattlesnakes as far as toxicity goes. Supposedly copperheads don't have that potent of venom.
Well, so what's a viper versus a rattlesnake?
A rattlesnake is a viper. Vipers have pits in the sides of their face that they can sense heat.
Huh.
So that's
Really?
why if you look at that rattlesnake picture, pull it up. You can see that they have pits for like sensing thermals. Those are its nostrils, but in one of the photos you could really see them. Yeah, those pits. So the nostrils are up high, and then those pits. Oh, you can't see my finger. Those pits, and then the nostrils are up higher.
Where do they hold the venom?
And like in their jowls, like in here, they have venom sacs.
Wow.
And these are front-fanged snakes, so their fangs come out like this. If you've ever seen like hognose snakes, they're like the cutest. And when they're babies, they're the cutest snakes in the world. But they are rear fang venomous, actually, which a lot of people keep them without knowing, because you can have like hognose snakes are super mellow. They'll just curl up into a ball if they feel threatened. But if they chew on you, they can envenomate you.
Don't people have those as pets all the time?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people that have them don't know that they're technically venomous because they never bite. But
weird.
Yeah.
Well.
So those are the snake facts for the day. Hello, good morning, Raquel.
I walk purposely to alert snakes I am coming.
Like walk loud.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
I mean, this snake here outside of the office could have definitely not been there. They don't want to bother you, though. They don't want to bite.
Like they try to get away as soon as you walk up on them. And only when they feel cornered do they like posture up.
Mandy, love your content. I'm always inspired to approach things differently and try new things after watching your channel. Always learn so much. Thanks to you both. That's really cool, Mandy. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate that.
I feel weird making just vlogs and stuff versus like how to and more instructional videos, because I'm like, why do people, they just want to watch us exist, and don't they want to learn something? But I guess you kind of learn something by the way that we do things or whatever.
Hopefully we can do both at the same time.
Yeah.
I think as we build our house, we will have a lot of things to teach as we learn things. And I don't know if any of you guys are into the shorts game on YouTube, but I think we're going to probably need to get into that arena. And it'll just be making content of what we're making and putting out on YouTube, just a little bit more shorter form, quicker format.
I think you'd be really good at that too.
The problem is we film everything horizontal, and it's really hard to fit. We film everything in 16:9 horizontal. So then to fit 16:9 vertical is you have like such a narrow window of things to fit. So it's actually a lot of work to take that footage.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been trying to film more things vertical just for fun. So that there's a lot to think about with content creation. I very much look up to the people who are really good at it and are making a ton of Instagram and TikTok and YouTube videos. It's a lot. It's crazy. I avoid watching shorts.
I think they're pretty addicting.
They are. That's why neither of us have TikTok, because I think I can't do another app that takes up a ton of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not good for my health.
Nick's Pick says you can edit horizontal to be vertical. Totally, but it's like the framing is weird. Like if you took, like this shot here would be pretty easy, because you could just frame it so it's just our heads.
Not even that would have to be square. I could do it 16:9, which is very narrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would edit it with keyframes so that then the shot would move over to you. So it's a lot of work. Maybe Final Cut has something that like does it easier. I'll have to check it out. I should watch some tutorials because I haven't really explored a whole lot. When do you think you'll be done with the tiny house? I wonder if you're talking about the A-frame.
our house will be a while yet.
We will hopefully have the house done and insulated and have a roof on before winter. We need to.
At least have all the concrete work done, because that's what we can't do in the winter. Everything else,
Like
winter
the
will be
inside.
good.
And we'll need to have all the windows and doors framed. We plan on having the shell of the house done by winter and maybe just exist on the inside with a wood stove and live on the floor. I think that would be really fun.
But the A-frame, the A-frame is like effectively done. It's just all the finishing touches that we need to.
The aesthetics, it's amazing how expensive aesthetic materials are. We just want to make the inside look nice. It has no function and it costs so much. But I think the masonry stuff on the why are you shivering, Camp?
I think he just wants attention.
Do you need some attention?
Has he gone poop yet?
No.
Come here,
Do you need to go poop?
Come over here. Come here.
Come on. Come here.
Come here.
Come on. She said, are we leaving
here,
or
Camp.
not?
Sit right here.
Come here. Come on. Come on.
I'll take him.
Oh, buddy. That's
Okay.
nice.
Can you sit?
The A-frame should be done. We're working on it in between projects, I guess. Hide.
Yeah.
So it'll be done whenever it's done, but it's done enough. We haven't been sleeping in there. I got a concussion and it was just, I needed to sleep well. So we just slept in the scamp because we are familiar with the scamp and I sleep better in there so far. Need to get used to the A-frame.
And we need to build a little ladder, but I don't want to have, like, I know we should have a ladder in there. Like, that was the top comment, but duh. But it's just such a small space that having like a full-size ladder, I don't think would be ideal, because then it would like cover up the door and you would have, I don't want it to be like mechanical to where you have to move it every time you get up and downstairs. I want it to be like little kind of like shelves almost that you step on, get up there. So it's just the way to climb up is always out of the way.
And we kind of have to finish the wall before we
Right.
can build anything onto it. So we are just getting up there by
Just climbing up there.
But if we have friends who come and stay up there, we'll stick a ladder in there, like for Jake.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to stucco the walls. A little ladder in the A-frame in case of a flood.
Who said that?
I don't know, somebody. But yeah, that's the plan. And yeah, I don't know. We got to finish, like Elsa said, we got to finish the walls off first. And I don't want it to be a movable thing. I just want it to be stationary so that we don't have to jack with it.
I don't know why. I think a movable ladder would be so cool because then you could pull it out,
Yeah.
climb on up,
Because
push
then
it.
what do you do when you're up there?
Push it back.
And like, what if we're both in there?
Push it back. Push it back. What?
No, it would just be in the way. I just want it to be out of the way and not waste space. I'll figure out a way to do it.
I fell off my dirt bike. That's how I got a concussion.
You didn't even fall off. You held on all the way to the ground.
I
Just
did.
rode it out.
Yeah. Oops. It was not good. It was in the rain. It was a bad set of circumstances that we didn't plan for.
Yeah.
Oops. And I'm not like a spring chicken anymore. I'm a 31-year-old lady. So it has been a minute to kind of recover from it. How about a collapsible ladder?
No.
We'll see.
No, I just
about
want
this.
it. I want it to be like little kind of stairs and like a good handle, because you don't need much, you know? And because then once you go up, then you just put your butt up on the bed. So then it would look like little shelves.
We should make it so that our parents feel safe going up and down.
Yeah, I know. And we can do that way. Ladders are sketchy. Like sketchier than what I'm going to make. We just
Okay.
got to finish the walls first.
I believe you.
Are we gonna get in a fight, YouTube?
I'm excited to see what you build.
Thank you so much. Oh.
Yes.
Channeling Jenna
Of
Marbles.
course. Though I heard it was most recently that she said she's a 32-year-old lady. I'm excited to be 32 so that I can say that. I miss her a lot on YouTube. She was my favorite.
The initial design of the A-frame, or the ones that we've seen online, they have like benches down on the bottom floor that you can fold out into beds. And I think we will eventually do that because it's a good way to make use of the space that's like at the very base of the A. So we can use that as storage and stuff, and then have it like slide down like a futon to be a bed too. Because then we could sleep 4 people in there, which would be really cool.
We still don't know what that space is going to become. I think it might evolve as we do, but it'll be I like to think of it as a really cool hangout space where friends can sleep and just a unique little space.
I want it to be kind of like a Zen office space where we can go and read, and it has such a beautiful view that I want to put a desk up under that window so you can look out at that awesome view. And then having the flat floor to do yoga, and then I don't know, I just think it'll be a cool chilling spot, and then a place to house people when they come visit.
Angela said, your life has grown so much. It really has. It's crazy. Even just within the last year, to see that we have 3 structures that are not the scamp is crazy. Our house, the A-frame, and this office, it's been really, really cool.
It's overwhelming. Do you miss the simplicity of living just in the scamp and traveling?
No, because I think, I mean, we just did it for so long that I feel like we squeezed all the juice out that there was, and it was amazing and fun. But now I'm having a lot of fun doing all these things. And it's not like we're sitting here building just classic structures either. None of these spaces are normal. So it's still just really fun and eclectic and unique, just like the scamp was.
Lots of learning.
Yeah, a whole lot of learning.
I don't think I would enjoy just like contracting out the building of our house to someone, and like they just bring you a catalog full of like what paint colors you want to choose and stuff.
Well, and thankfully we aren't required to do that, because in a lot of spaces you are. And a lot of times people don't have any time to build the structures themselves. What
I am a little bit overwhelmed with is all of the stuff that we need just to do, because we're so far from the hardware store that I need like extras of everything. And I got used to just having the bare minimum in the scamp, which was really nice because I don't do well with clutter. I don't like when crap is everywhere. Some of us do better with that and thrive in a cluttered space.
I don't thrive in a cluttered space. I just have a lot of things.
So I just got a new, like a neighbor gave me a big toolbox, which will be really handy because right now most of my tools are just in Rubbermaid tubs outside. But I need to bring the old container up so that it's container. Like, yeah, the little micro guy, so that it can be more handy, because then I can keep a bunch in there too and build an awning off of it and that kind of thing for the dirt bikes. But yeah, it's just overwhelming having like needing all these tools and stuff.
But home construction will put stress on a relationship.
Yeah, you think?
I was worried about that before we started, and it is kind of wild these are decisions that you can't exactly change later, like where we're going to put windows and doors and stuff. Yeah. But
thankfully we don't really argue about aesthetic things and whatever. It's like we can come to an agreement quickly.
And also we had to learn, living in a 13-foot trailer, we had to learn how to compromise really quickly and like all the time. So I think we're really good at working through problems when they arise, but it does suck when neither of us can agree on something for the house.
Like what?
Like for the A-frame, for finishing the interior, we just couldn't decide on how we were going to do that. It was like every idea that one of us came up with, the other one was like, no. And then
But that was more, I don't know. It's tough because that's like a functional thing. What's up, Brian? Happy to see you on YouTube. But that was more of a like, what's the solution that's economical, easy to, or like simple enough to implement and like accomplishes the goal that we want. It's not just like things like choosing paint colors.
is easy.
That's easy.
We're both just like, whatever, just pick something that looks kind of green.
Yeah. But it's those types of things where it's not that we were necessarily like strictly like I had an opinion and you did. It was like a lot of these things just won't work.
And a lot of these, it is specific circumstances with the A-frame and what you can do. And also everything costs so much.
Right.
So in the past, we could have maybe made decisions based on what was going to be affordable and functional. But this time it's like, even the cheap stuff is super expensive. Right. So what cheap, expensive option do we want to take?
But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we've spent like well under $3,000 on the whole A-frame.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, thanks to James.
Yeah.
Neighbor James, who cut all of our wood on his mill.
And some of Frank's reclaimed wood from his old deck.
For sure. Our neighbors are the coolest.
Yeah. But like a lot of that is just recycling wood that otherwise wouldn't be used. So
when y'all can't agree on something, rock, paper, scissors will work.
Well, it's not that, like, it's not often that we disagree on something that are just like opinion based. It's more functional. Like with the A-frame, we were debating what to finish the walls with because we're putting it on like raw foam. So if it's something super thin, then we could like dent through it into the foam. And yeah, it's just, and there were like big gaps in between the wood that we could tack to. So there weren't a lot of options that would be able to work. What?
And we're about to do stucco on the inside, synthetic stucco, because we just can't figure out how else to. It's time to install, effectiveness at like not falling apart on us,
and cost.
Look, so we're doing stucco because James loves stucco.
Thank you. Be at peace.
Yeah, thank you, and T. Guthrie. Thank you both so much. So debating pros and cons, yes.
Yeah. So it's not often
Excuse me.
What?
When y'all can't agree on something, just go with Barron's idea. We do, don't worry.
Oh, please. Elsa is a Taurus through and through. She's what is it? Something torso?
INFP.
INSP torso. FP. No.
That's he's why did you start saying that back whenever?
Because you're just I am all these abbreviated star charts. I don't. Elsa's a Taurus through and through. And I'm the most agreeable. So it's really rough on me. Right?
Rachel Pagler.
Oh.
How do you deal with self-doubt when you do all the things for the first time? There's so many things that we're doing for the first time that there is not a whole lot of room for self-doubt. You just have to do it.
I find comfort in knowing that nobody knows what they're doing. Like everybody is just figuring things out. And like all of the rules and laws and ways of doing things that we hold true are all like they were made up by other humans. So everybody's winging it.
Most recently, it's Windows selection. And it's like, oh my God.
It's been selecting Windows, but it's like, whatever. I think a lot of it is not being too self-critical. Like if we make a mistake, it's like, okay, now we learned from that. And trying to make decisions to where you have outs. So like with the windows, we could overbuild the wood frames so that we have room if in case in the future we want like bigger windows or different size, we could fill them with wood and be able to like replace the window with something else. So a lot, and like with our installing the cistern and not knowing what we're doing there, I'm having them put a access door so that we can get into the cistern and like replace fittings and stuff if we need to. So a lot of it is just leaving yourself a lot of outs in case you screw it up, rather than, I don't know, painting yourself into a corner, I guess.
But Rachel, I do think that it is just having to do. We've just had to do so many things that we don't know. We don't have. We've never done before, so that helps in just moving forward with things.
We do a lot of research, though. It's not like we just wing it without, like, blindly. But a lot of the things that we're doing, there's not a lot of information on, so that's tough, like the well stuff and everything.
Or building a concrete house.
Yeah. But
if you take away the stress of it, the idea of stress over it, and the fear of doing it wrong, it's actually kind of fun. All these things just to bulldoze ahead with all these weird things. Thankfully, we have so many people in our lives who can help us.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is like learning and remembering to enjoy the process, because we'll look back on this and be like, damn, that was cool. But right now it's like, you know.
When's the next, hi Abigail, when's the next Normal to Nomad episode? And Barron's book. The podcast was a really cool winter thing to do.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of got busy. And it's, I kind of struggled to come up with topics to talk about.
Yeah. And it's hard because with YouTube, the viewership has been relatively down, but that's like across YouTube. So we were curious as to if that had something to do with us posting a hunting video, and if that was like YouTube didn't like that, like YouTube as a company, or if it had to do with our podcast, like not getting as many clicks as like a clickbaity or video.
Subscribers really, really went down for us in February.
Yeah.
Which is very ironic because I was just looking at AdSense and our income was the highest in February.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make any sense. But YouTube makes no sense.
Well, I think part of it too is they're eliminating bot accounts, but a lot of our like YouTube video making friends have had a lot of like strange things going on. Like Brian said, yeah, in February his dropped off too, but just like strange things going on with like stagnating subscriber counts and stuff. So I don't think it's like what we're doing necessarily, but it's hard to, I don't know what's going on.
Karina from Alexis Outdoors, she had the same thing in February.
Yeah.
Robbie D. Christie, Brian, Off-Grid Backcountry Adventures. It's like everybody was kind of, it must have been a bot thing that they were clearing out subscribers, but it felt like we had just started doing the podcast. So we were like, oh no, does everybody hate the podcast so much that they're unsubscribing?
But the click-through rate and everything on it was still really good for a long form video. So
it seemed like our dedicated subscribers really enjoyed it.
Right.
We just haven't, time is kind of limited. Everybody has 24 hours in a day though. We'll probably get back to it once winter hits again.
Yeah, I just feel like we haven't been super inspired to just get on and talk because we've had so many different things going on. So it would be more like we're not plugging into like new books or learning like specific things. Like doing a podcast about plumbing would probably not be that tight for most people, you know?
We did get a cool, this is a brand that we will burn. We kind of want to burn the Normal to Nomad logo into different materials and then sew it onto hats. I think that would be fun.
Hold on, show them how my name backwards, how strange that is.
Okay, you can see down here. I don't know if this
is hard to see.
I don't know if it's reversed for you guys, but you might be seeing this how I'm seeing it. Nomad backwards looks like Barron, and Barron backwards looks like Nomad.
because my name's Barron, and then Nomad backwards looks like Barron. When I first saw that, it really wigged me out because I was reading the bottom and I was like, wait, they misprinted it. It says Nomad again at the bottom, but it said my name. And, yeah, it's kind of strange.
Angel, hola, hey, after the house, what's next, kids? Elsa, if you like Lane 8, you may like Chris Malinchik.
Can we say
know who that is.
about Lane 8 what might be happening? If we had a bunch of friends there, that'd be wild.
Yeah, we're going to go to Red Rocks to see Lane 8.
In September?
Excited. Love Lane 8. And thank you so much.
And yeah, kids. Well, Elsa's trying to have kids before we even have a house.
No, I'm not.
And I don't think that's
I'm not.
the most genius.
No, I'm not. Obviously not. It would be cool soon when the house is done enough to make that make sense.
Yeah.
I want things to be done enough, and we're spending all the money that we have on this house. So we'll have to kind of probably build it back up a little bit if we want to have
But we
a kid.
saved up enough cash to like have enough cash in the bank to build the house straight through.
Mm-hmm.
So then our income isn't like necessarily going to the house. Like we had enough. I don't know. I think it would be different if we didn't have any money in the bank for it. And then we were just like trying to outpace it with our income. But since we had enough money saved up, I don't think it feels that uncomfortable because I feel like this is something that we've been, because you specifically have like anxiety around money and not having enough money. Right.
And spending money.
Yeah. So I feel comfort in like having land because I think that's the most valuable thing, especially with inflation going wild and everything, and crypto kind of falling off. But I don't know. One could argue that that's by design, but we won't get into that. But I think the best store of value that we could possibly have is land and a house. So it makes me feel a lot more comfortable to have our money rolled into that, like rather than rolled into cash, because like cash, as you leave money in the bank, it's just losing value due to inflation. So by having it in a house and land, then I feel like our money's safer there than even in the stock market or anything like that. Like I don't think that's the play for me.
Well, our land appreciates. For a minute before we found this land, we were considering buying a van. 30
for
minutes.
Like 1 second.
Yeah, we were like, have a van and a scamp. That would depreciate. Well, it depends. You could build it out.
Well, I mean, lately, but all that's, I don't know, inflation's a hell of a drug.
It stresses camp out. We better not talk about
Alexis Outdoors says they're watching from their houseboat.
Oh my God. Karina, we just mentioned you in your YouTube channel.
If their houseboat's amazing.
Yes, if you have not subscribed to Alexis Outdoors, Karina Alexis, you should. She makes the most badass bushcraft videos, and her most recent video was living on a houseboat that her partner Brandon built. It's so cool. It's like a house. It looks like a house.
We're lagging. Stream is breaking up.
Starlink doesn't have great upload speeds.
And it falls out like once every hour. So maybe
refresh your screen if you don't mind.
Audio, video is perfect. Connection is back. Okay, cool.
But anyway, subscribe to Alexis Outdoors and go watch her latest video on living in a houseboat. It's so cool. She just pulls water from the creek or from the river to make coffee. She boils it, of course. But just so cool. We love you guys.
Stream is fine. Just refresh. It's been working for me. Yeah.
Starlink download speed is blazing fast. We have been so happy with Starlink.
Yeah. But the only bummer is about every hour it kind of drops out for a couple seconds.
Do you want to hop up here now?
And that's what's going on right now.
Good boy.
But the ping and everything is phenomenal. I have an announcement. I've been playing some Wild Rift, which is the mobile League of Legends game.
Lay down.
And for a few days, I was top 200 in the United States on Pike, which is one of the characters. Dude, can we not? Gross.
Don't just lay down, would you? Do you want?
If anybody does play Wild Rift and you want to play together, at me on our Discord and you can add me. My name is Dump Truck on there. DUMPTRUQQ.
Right here. Lay down. There you go.
Yes, we did replace the Scamp axle with a new axle from Scamp, and we just went to like a trailer place in Kansas City to get that done, and it was
Painless.
Yeah, pretty easy.
We had them install a back hitch on it too that we've never
Yeah.
used. That was $200 we haven't used.
Are you going pee?
Yes. I'll be right back.
I need a pee too. Yep, just how Kitty Beast or Best spelled my name. That's my name on Wild Rift. And I play primarily support if anybody wants to play together. Anybody else have fun questions? Who's playing that jingle at the beginning of your podcast? Elsa played that on her ukulele. I think it's still that. Yeah, Elsa played it on her uke. Howdy from Quebec. We've never been to Canada, and I'm really interested in going to Canada. How's the house building going? The house is good. We have this week. It's been a lot of hurry up and wait, but this week is a lot of progress will be made very fast because we're getting the slab done. So, Barron, would you like to start playing paintball again now that we have land? Yes, I want to start playing paintball so bad. I've been craving it in a weird way, like the last few months. I don't know what the deal is.
You could make a course on our land.
I know. I would have to remove a lot of cacti though. And then I would have to like make enough friends and buy enough markers to like field a team, which is possible.
Tell Elsa I want those earrings. Thanks. I'm glad you like them.
I'm going to go pee too.
I made this design myself. I will make a design on my iPad and then I'll make it in a bunch of colors and give them to friends. That's kind of what I've been doing with beadwork, is I just make it now for gifts. But look at this. I've got a bunch of rings, stone rings, and then I have these new rings I'm calling wander rings that are stamped with wander. Wanderings. I'm going to have like 35 of those for sale. Very exciting. Do you miss traveling? I am Terry Jones, audio glitchy here too. If you restart your screen, that should work. Refresh your browser. That should work for you. Sorry about it. I would really love to go on trips this summer, but we're kind of dedicating all of our time to our house build. I'm going on one hike with a girlfriend and then we're going to a wedding. But it's just so much fun to be on our land that I don't exactly miss much. I'm just excited to have our land done and then do more in the future. It's not that I miss it though. Mary Sue, good luck with all your projects. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Somebody asked what the timeline is on my book. It's almost done. I know I've said that 1,000 times, but my buddy Brad is going through and editing it right now, and
Brad wrote a book.
Yeah. I'm gonna order.
This is Brad's book.
Yeah.
You could buy it on Amazon.
And show Brad. He's on the back. That's our buddy Brad. He's awesome. But yeah, it's almost done. And I've decided that I am going to order paperback copies and also do an ebook and then eventually do an audiobook. So
Thanks for all of your suggestions on that.
yeah, it really solidified the fact that I need to just make them in all forms. Because there wasn't like, I was hoping there was just a definitive like we
ebook,
want
ebook,
yeah, we want
ebook.
ebooks, but it wasn't
Because
like that at
ebook
all.
is going to be the easiest by far.
Right. Well, that's what I've been designing it around. Actually, like a paperback book is almost easier to design because it doesn't have to be
Change like with the format.
yeah, it doesn't have to be responsive. Like for ebook readers, they're all different sizes, and you can choose your different text sizes and everything. So you have to make everything react to different sizes, which is tough.
Someone said, funny, I can't imagine you two as parents.
Yeah,
Me neither. I still feel like a child. We're going to have to figure that out. WeRemodel.com. Thank you so much as always. You are so awesome for always being here and supporting us. And Emily, Elsa, can you do a video all about supplements you take? We have one for you. How
that's not like
it's old
anymore.
Yeah.
It's
how you balance your hormones and types of alternative medicines that you use, please. I would really love to make that video. I think I haven't because I don't know how many people would be interested in it. We do have a podcast recently that we talk about
hormones,
various hormones. That's one. And then we have a health podcast as well that we just recently recorded.
I think it'd be cool to show like the first aid kit type things that we use, like Climb Skin and athletic tape and super glue, and
that could be in our preparedness video.
Yeah, for sure.
We're really excited to make that too. I'm not pregnant. No. I think you both would be amazing parents. Thanks. We have been talking about all this things, like all the kid things. We've been talking about it more because it's just getting like to be that time. It's a good thing to talk about.
We're really both excited to have kids. I don't know. I don't know if I'd rather have a boy or a girl. I go back and forth. Like I care, but I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
there would be advantages to both.
Yeah.
But it will be fun when it happens. And we're excited to have Barron's parents living near us to help with that and stuff.
Yeah.
And just everybody who lives in our area. We have
a healthy child is all that really matters.
Yeah.
Because if we have a boy,
twins.
It'll be a badass boy. If we have a girl, it'll be a badass girl.
I would
so
love
it'll
twins.
Just be fun.
Twins would be amazing. That's why you have two boobs.
Just in case. And then I have two in case we have quads. Right?
Yeah.
Double twins.
Yours will work great.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the supplements and alternative medicine video. Cool. I'm glad to know that. I guess like if I'm interested in making that video, I should just make it. And I'm happy to know at least two of you would like it.
What else is new and exciting?
Kim, if you have a boy, his future beard will be majestic. You should see his dad's beard from back in the day. Beards do run in your family. Your brother has a good beard too. Mm-hmm. You're right, Kim. Jay and Dre off grid. How's the garden? You guys have the sweetest neighbors ever. I saw they helped you start it. I'm having a hard time being patient with gardening. Garden is doing well. When did we plant it? 2 weeks ago? A week and a half ago?
A lot of the things that we planted were starts, so they already had a jump.
A little bit, yeah. It's doing well though. It is kind of like, come on, get big. The seeds that I planted are starting to come up and it's really fun. I'm just hoping that the rodents don't eat it before we get the walls up. This chat room has too many people.
I love it. I love when I'm watching like a stream and I just think it's so funny to see everybody's reactions in real time, like on video game streams. It's like a pretty toxic environment, but it's also hilarious.
In video games.
Yeah. This chat is not toxic at all comparatively, but I think it's so funny to see everybody like all the reactions and stuff.
Did we plan our matching colors today?
But I feel like we're hardly matching.
Are you
Bless you.
fertilizing?
I was wondering why everybody was saying bless you all of a sudden. But you sneezed. That makes sense.
We have compost in the beds, and I will update you on all that soon. It's our first time having garden beds.
Possible recession. Are you food prepping at all?
We have some food stored away.
For like a few months we'd be all good. And then that's part of why hunting and fishing and having a garden is so interesting to us, because I think self-reliance is important, and food prices are going crazy. So,
The price of chicken.
well,
I've never been able, that's just the one thing that made me realize a couple months ago that things are getting a little crazy because
well, they had to cull a bunch of chickens because they were,
yeah.
And with different food factories burning down and stuff, it's just kind of chaos. But
We also bought an $8 bag of tortilla chips. We didn't know it was $8. The price was on the bottom, and got home and $7 salsa, $8 tortilla chips. It was like, God damn, this is getting a little crazy. After filling up $80 worth of gas in our tank. That's why building a house right now is a little bit startling, but I feel really happy knowing that we have security in just having land. Whereas before, when we were in the scamp, it felt a little bit I felt insecure by just being on wheels.
Well, there was security in that we could go anywhere and just like snap our fingers and vanish. But being here, it's more like we have to, like, I don't know, prepare to be here and just stay here. But we have such an awesome community, and we have all the right tools and everything to take care of ourselves. So I feel good as far as that goes, and we're only getting better at that. So
it is startling, but I think I try to avoid tuning too much into. I can't deal with all the fear of potential catastrophe and like prepper stuff. I just can't. I can't get down with being afraid of everything, or else I can't move forward with all the stuff on in our personal lives. So I have to tune out of the world stuff in order to move forward in my my own world. Does that make sense?
yeah, and I stay pretty tuned into what's going on, because I like to understand what's going on and who's benefiting and why things are happening the way that they are, almost to a pathological extent. It's hard for me to not ask why, and that's kind of been a problem and a solution throughout my whole life. That's like why I didn't do well in school, because I couldn't just go with the simple answer. I'm always curious as to like who wins, where's the corruption, what's going on here.
And I think not even in regards to world stuff, I tend to give into fear easily, which makes me totally stress out, and just I can't live my life in fear like that. So
I'm different in that I feel like I am fearful of things I don't understand. And even if it's a scary thing like corruption at a world scale, I feel less fearful for having understood that than I do if I'm ignorant of how things work. So like, I don't know, you could relate it to like on a more simple level, like snakes. I'm not as fearful of rattlesnakes because I understand them well, or like bats or mice. Some people are afraid of different things.
spiders.
I think, yeah, like tarantulas, people think are terrifying, but I think they're like really cool and fascinating because I've like let a wild tarantula crawl all over my arms, you know?
And you just are familiar, you are educated about them, so you're not afraid of them anymore.
So then, like,
that makes sense.
World events and stuff, like, yeah, like chaotic things could happen, but the better I understand them, the less I understand that like things could pop off and go sideways, but the more that I understand how those things work, the more comfortable I am with them, even if they are grim, I guess. Whereas some people would prefer to be ignorant to how those things work, and they're more comfortable that way. And I'm sometimes kind of jealous of that pattern of thinking, because I think that would kind of be more comfortable.
You're so smart. I'm happy
Or
to be
money.
able to get. I just get information through you when you need to tell me. Now I feel all like I don't think I'd completely tune out of it though.
No, I mean you have like a sound opinion on most everything. I don't know. And I feel like a lot of the things that are spouted and like argued about in like the mainstream and things that people are like bickering about in on Instagram and things are distractions because there's always something at least one layer deeper going on, but we just get bamboozled by distractions all the time.
Sorry, not laughing at you.
What are you laughing at?
Kim, tarantulas are scary because nothing that big should be squishable, like stepping on a kiwi.
Gross.
That's you're so funny. That's exactly what it would be like. Do you want to say anything else on that or move forward?
I could rant on that forever.
We try not to talk about all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Anything controversial, we try to leave out of things because.
Not because we don't like. I don't know. I don't feel like we have typical opinions on most things. I think the binary nature of most things that we argue about in popular culture, like that's the problem. The fact that we're not talking about things on a spectrum, but it's just there's one answer or a totally different answer. And like that's what we're debating is which of these two binary answers are correct. And that's like that's disastrous because there's no way to come to a reasonable answer. But I think that that's by design. So that's kind of talk about these things a lot because I think they're intentionally divisive.
There's a lot of background that goes into all of your decisions and your viewpoints too.
Yeah.
So for you to go out and say one thing about how you feel about one thing, it would, for most people to understand, based on that binary situation,
Yeah.
you'd have to go through a lot of explanation as to how you got there. And that's
Right.
usually not worth it.
Right.
Because if you say one thing, you will be immediately judged.
Right. Because then, you say like X thing that has been deemed to be right wing, and you're all of these things, or X thing that's deemed to be left wing, and then you're all these things. And there's so little room for something in between or something that is far away or the other. It's I don't know, it's gross, but I would like to be able to have more honest discussions about those things, but people are so polarized already that it's hard to even say anything without being boxed into one way or another.
It's also pretty important to keep things streamlined here on YouTube because at least right now, this is our main source of income. So people have also said they don't want to hear us talk about that stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That this is a channel for education and entertainment kind of. So, yeah.
How about a temporary? That sounds good.
Somebody asked too if they saw that James and Doreen got a Basenji. It's a rat terrier, right? That's bred with Basenjis.
Yeah, it's a Decker line rat terrier. So it's
really cool.
Yeah, because it's bigger than typical rat terriers. But I think that would be a sweet thing to have. What? We might get a kitten. Is that why you're smiling?
We might get a couple cats. We might. Not for sure. We might. These would be cats who just wild cats.
Outdoor cats.
Like they are already wild.
Mm-hmm.
Elsa, your hair looks lighter today. We've been in the sun a lot.
Mm-hmm. Why does Barron sound like he just woke up? Because he did just wake up.
I woke him up with a cup of coffee and set 3 alarms on his phone.
to come live stream.
Did you know I did that?
Yeah, it was so sweet of you. And then you kept calling me while I was trying to get ready to come in here.
I called you once.
You kept calling me, and then as soon as I answered, you'd hang up, and then you'd call me again, so I couldn't do the things I needed to do.
We have terrible, terrible service, and it's been worse too as people have been traveling for the summer. we're so far away from the towers that we don't have good connection anyway. And
well,
then,
our cell service, our
Yeah.
internet connection is good with Starlink.
but people driving through town are taking up all the bandwidth. So we have terrible cell service this summer.
Somebody asked if my parents bought land, and yes, they did. Yeah, they did, and it's really close to us. And they just got a Intech Soul Horizon RV, and it's super cool. But like any new RV, they bought it new because they were really hard to track down, and they loved the design of this. And I think the design is perfect. It's amazing, that layout and everything. But there are problems with it because it's new, and for whatever reason, RV manufacturers don't like check to make sure all their systems work before they sell you a unbelievably expensive thing, which is pretty obnoxious. But it is, I don't know, the foundational structure and everything of it is phenomenal. It's just like the high level systems that people put into RVs, I think, make no sense, and they're not tested to make sure that they work.
We have a little over 700 people watching, and we have like 550 thumbs up. If you guys are here and you haven't thumbed up, would you mind giving us a thumbs up?
If you think it's thumbs up worthy. If you don't think it's thumbs up worthy, then don't do anything. But let us know what we could do to earn your thumbs up.
Elsa, do you think you would do a ring tutorial or any other hobby you're into right now? I think that would be really cool. What I would actually really like to do is make some online courses that I don't know, you can choose from based on things that we do. We just got to make that happen. I think that would be a fun winter thing to do, is make a bunch of video courses.
Thanks, everyone. It just jumped up by like 100.
Cool, thank you.
Somebody asked vodka or whiskey.
Whiskey.
Whiskey 1,000%.
Tequila?
Not that we're like super into alcohol, but
when we have friends out,
yeah,
it's fun to pass whiskey around.
Whiskey's nice around a campfire. It makes conversations interesting.
And tequila is good for you.
What? By what measure?
It is, right?
Okay. I don't know. I mean, good for you, I think, is generous.
We like to drink wine in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought a water bubbler so I can bubble my water. Put some lime in it. That's what I'm drinking right now.
We have been looking at making merch through a company that makes hats in the US. Would you all prefer, I think I know the answer already, but would you prefer hats, like caps like this-ish but cooler, or beanies? Hats or beanies? And we did find a company that makes them in the US, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, more hats than we ran an Instagram poll, and it was surprisingly, like overwhelmingly beanies.
Well,
Getting a lot of both here.
We're asking this summer right now too.
Right. But I think to have both available would be the way, because I mean they're just different things, you know. Yeah,
Hats.
it's pretty split.
My head is too little for a hat. I think we'll have both because we wear both all the time.
Yeah. Cool. That's yeah, hats you can wear year round. That's kind of my argument for hats. But beanies have a shorter lead time.
Yeah, it's going to take us like 5 months to make hats.
Yeah.
Caps.
Because I don't know why, but it took us forever to find a company that makes hats in the US, but beanies are simpler to make. So
we want to make them in the US too, because it seems like with all the shipping issues that have happened over the last couple of years, it'd be nice to rely on a company that's within the US.
And morally, I think it's cool to not waste all of the resources to ship things overseas. And
If it's available to be made in the US, it just makes more sense.
But like we were talking to this company, and they contract with a company in China, and they make really, really nice stuff. But
Nick's Picks, where do you live to be growing pineapples? That's
that
so
sounds
cool.
delicious.
Thank you, by the way. Thanks for all that you do here as our moderator.
Nick's Picks is the best. We don't even tell them that we're going live, and then they're here to moderate every time.
We appreciate you. South Florida, cool. I bet you grow a lot of cool things.
Something else that we're kicking around doing is buffs, because we love buffs.
Cynthia is here. Cynthia, it was you who said that tequila is healthy. Can you tell me why, or remind me why it's healthy? I'm so glad that you're here. Small logo on the beanie, center logo on the cap, for sure.
I mean, like Dave Asprey, the what's it called? Firepower coffee or whatever, bulletproof coffee. He always says that tequila is the way, but
Tequila is the way.
yeah, I think buffs are awesome because we wear them all the time and they're a really good insulating piece. So if we did hats, buffs, and beanies, I think that would be really cool. And then eventually a merino shirt. But merino shirts are also really hard to source. Pure cow, yeah, that's what I thought it was, is zero sugar. But doesn't all alcohol metabolize into sugar after it goes through your liver? Judy Goldwater.
Thank you, Judy. We love you so much.
Victory. Yeah, I think patches are cool too, but I've just never like. It's so rare, or pins are cool. Both of those things are cool, but it's so rare for me to have a piece of clothing that's like durable enough that I would sew a patch or put a pin on. You know, it's like a unique type of clothing that those.
Like a backpack could be a good spot.
Yeah, true.
Cynthia, where are you with the tequila information?
Well, she's probably typing a book on tequila health.
Merino wool socks. Thinking about that too.
Our favorite socks have been darn tough for a while. We used to like stance socks, but they've been falling apart on us. So darn tough socks are the way right now.
Oh, I love my I'm Going Somewhere Beautiful sticker so much. Cool. I think wood stickers, it was our friends who were making them. They had the company of wood stickers, and they sold to a company in Washington, and I don't know if I'm going to continue with wood stickers. I have a few left on my website, so if any of you want one of the final wood stickers, go on and get yourself one. We're not going to repeat these pins either. We might do different designs, but these particular pins are the last of them. ElsaRae.com. Ankle bamboo socks are expensive, but the best. Interesting.
It doesn't sound comfortable.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I think hats are going to be the first.
Bamboo is a really good material. It's kind of like a merino substitute. I had a bamboo shirt. It doesn't feel like wood at all. It's like cotton.
Karina said, love that you guys are trying to source actual quality materials for your merch. That's what I want to move over to as well. Good quality that are actually functional in the outdoors.
Right.
For sure.
That's, yeah.
Do you have your keys on you?
Yeah. No.
What we really want to do is sell some custom little miniature Swiss Army knives. Those things we use them every day.
That you keep on your keys.
It's like the number one thing that when people ask us what the number one nomad gear or our favorite gear is, it's those tiny little pocket knives.
That and like custom Skeletools would be cool. Leathermans. Because I said so. The main thing is oh, interesting. Tequila
aids in digestion.
And it's probiotic. But doesn't all alcohol metabolize into sugar?
Not tequila.
No, I'm just alcohol, generally speaking. It doesn't have any added sugar, but doesn't it metabolize into sugar through your liver? How did you chase the? Yeah, we have a chipmunk that's been coming in the office, and pooping all over my side of the desk exclusively.
Well, because it gets in on your side of the desk. And you had all the snacks over there.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
We need to, there's a big gap in one of the corner windows that it chewed through the foam and got in. So we need to block that.
Yeah.
We have snacks in here sometimes. We don't keep food in here, but it found some snacks and now it wants to come in every day. It's a really cute little timber tiger.
Yeah, I've thought about just taming it and making it our friend.
Jay and Rhae, Elsa, have you ever thought of making your own hats and selling them? My friend has been making hats out of pine needles and they're beautiful.
You made some really cool stuff out of kind of pine needles and
they were pine,
Puerto
absolutely.
Rico, right?
Oh no, pine needles in Oregon. Remember
that? We don't really have long enough pine needles here, though.
The Pacific Northwest trees. I mean, Amber has a tall, or she has one of those. None of the pines around us are long enough to do anything, but that was really a fun craft. That's a good idea. I'd do something like that, but we don't have the right needles. Linda, thank you so much. And Sean, thanks for the entertainment and inspiration. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Mushroom leather?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Barron, what's your next plan for hunting? I've been shooting my bow. I just got some smaller diameter arrows, which have been shooting really nice. And I got a new sight. This is kind of like getting into the weeds, but I think it's really interesting. For bow sights, you have a pin, and that corresponds to the yardage that you're shooting at. So when I first got into it, I thought that a single pin bow sight would be the simplest because it's like you have a circle with a pin in it, and like that's your whole view, right? So I thought that that would be a lot simpler because you have less stuff going on. But with a single pin, you have to adjust that pin to any yardage. So like if you're hunting and you have an animal at 40 yards, you got to move your pin to 40 yards. And then if it like jumps and sprints and goes to 20 yards, then you have to move your pin again. So it's a lot of like ranging and jacking with your sight to get it right. So then my buddy Anders had sent me a 5-pin sight, and I actually like broke my single pin. So I tried the 5-pin, and the 5-pin has a pin for 20, 40, or 20, 30, 40, and 50 yards, which is cool because then you don't have to mess with your sight. You can just like, no matter what the yardage is, you can shoot and it'll work. But now I have an adjustable 3-pin sight. And I think that that's like the happy medium because then I have a 20, 30, and 40 pin. And then if it's further out, then I can adjust the sight all the way up to like 100 yards. So once it's past 40, then it's like ultra fine tunable. And I think that is my preference because it's kind of a happy medium. So there's a lot of information for a question you didn't ask about.
Do you have any plans to host hunting trips? Kim asks.
I would love to. So there's this guy, Monsal Denton, who hosts sacred hunting trips, he calls them. And it like follows Native American traditions in like honoring the animal and going through like a really like spiritual hunt. And I think that's super inspiring. But he lives in Texas, and in Texas, most of the land is private, and tags are like it's pretty liberal, like as far as how you get tags and stuff. So you can hunt for a lot of different feral animals, meaning that they're introduced, they're not like native animals on private land, like with kind of almost without tags, I believe. So I would love to do something like that, but in Colorado, it doesn't really like lend itself to like guided hunts because tags are so hard to get. I love it how when I talk about something that I think is interesting, you're just sitting here giggling.
I'm just reading the comments. Everybody's still talking about tequila.
Maybe everybody needs a quick drink. We don't have feral hogs in our area, though.
What's the max effective range for your bow?
Until like a lot more practice, I don't think I would shoot much past 40 yards. but I practice at 60, and I can put them in the target like a vitals of an elk size target every time at 60. But I don't know. 40 is as far as I would probably shoot at an animal.
Our house is facing, I guess the front. Do you mean the front of the house? We don't really have a front of the house.
Yeah, that's something we've been struggling with, because I think our house is going to be one of those houses where, like,
you have no idea where the front door is.
Right, and people don't use the front door. We'll use like the patio doors kind of as the front door. Thank you, Sales Productions.
Because we're facing, it's about function more than like appearance. We're facing the biggest windows to the south.
Because if like our view and all like the cool downhill area is to the north, so we won't have as many windows and stuff to the north, but that's kind of like the cool area. So to the south is not like super epic, so we're just gonna have to plant a lot of trees and put our garden and stuff over there,
because we're on a slightly north facing hill, which is not the most ideal. So our southern view is a hill.
Yeah, because our land doesn't quite go to the top of it. We're like 100 yards from the top.
But we need the huge windows to be on the south to absorb all the sun, so that we don't have to have I mean, it's going to be huge for our heat in the winter and stuff. So I don't know, our house is more functional than aesthetic.
A lot of people have asked about wind generated power, and I think that could be a really cool solution, but the wind out here is just chaotic. It's not like consistent in one direction. So a lot of people that live around here have burned up the like old school wind generators, because they are like moving around and the wind is so gusty that it has burned out their motors in them. But if we got one of the more like cylindrical, like fan looking wind generators, I think that could work well. Or with newer technology, I think they could work. But a lot of our neighbors tried those in the past, and yeah, the vertical turbines. But a lot of people have burned out the more classic wind generators in the past. So we've kind of instinctually stayed away from those for now. But
are you doing solar panels? Yes, we are off grid here.
Yeah.
So we will have no utilities, no utility bills.
But I think to boost our, especially overnight electrical, I think a wind generator would be really cool. Yes, solar panels on the roof, because our roof will be sloping to the south. So I think that'll be sweet. Water bubbler, my brain went straight to pot. I think that's a natural instinct.
I know, like mine didn't when I first said that to you.
But it's a CO2. I'm gonna make like cold brew coffee.
We went to an event last night. It was a raffle, and we won some things.
Sorry, that's loud.
We won some instant coffee and some CBD salve. Big day. Big winners.
Big wins. Elsa was competing against somebody for some La Sportiva shoes.
She was like a 20-year-old girl. And
like a really sweet girl that really needed a new pair of climbing shoes. So
we kept going back and forth writing our bid, and we sat on this auction at $30 for brand new La Sportiva shoes.
Any shoe you want.
We sat on that list for like an hour and a half, and then she came up, outbid by $3. Then I went up by $1, and she ended up. We just kept going back and forth.
We gave her the dub.
She said she has shoes from Amazon that are all blown out, and I was like, okay, fine.
You're pretty competitive, though.
Yeah, I just wanted to win. Sue me. Gosh, that smells good. He's making one of the instant coffees that we won, and that made it feel better.
Yeah.
We won a couple things, which was really cool. Our friend Susie didn't win anything.
And she was really feeling she thought she was going to win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she lost.
Sorry, Susie. Oh,
What? Geothermal heating. Yeah, I would love to do that. And if our well was closer to us, we could use the well casing as like a geothermal pipe potentially. What?
so I just remembered what we have to do with pipe today.
Yeah.
We have a big day ahead of us.
Oh, I mean, it's not that big.
And then we've got a friend coming into town. Big day. We're gonna have pad thai. Sorry, I cut you off. My bad.
I don't think I was saying anything important.
Okay, we're gonna talk for a few more minutes.
Does anybody have any riveting questions? Let's talk about something really cool. What?
You are so funny.
How's your jewelry making going? Boring question. How did these two become bigger than Bob Wells? Boring question. Hit us with something awesome.
Bigger
I'm
than
just
Bob
kidding.
Wells.
I'm just kidding. Your questions aren't boring.
Bob Wells is huge. We were on his pod or his live stream once.
There's a good one. Do you do any other PC or mobile gaming? No, I haven't been gaming all that much. I've only been playing Wild Rift on my phone, or on my iPad, which is League of Legends.
You were top 200, you said, in the whole world?
Yeah, no big deal.
What's your dream vacation?
Well,
Melissa's is Australia.
mine is New Caledonia, because that's where Arachidactylus leachianus are from. And I would love to see them in their wild habitat.
If money was no part of it, I would love to go somewhere with that really bright blue water and pay for all the people around to leave. I'd love to have the blue water all to myself. Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah. I don't think you gotta pay for them to leave. There's plenty of blue water places that you can go without all of people. If money was no problem. Oh, that's funny.
I love to go swimming, but the water here in Colorado is so cold.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
We can go up to the lake and it's not that cold.
What is nice though is you go up to the lake and go swimming, even if it's chilly, it's so clean and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to Kansas City, it's muddier and like there's just more lush life in the water there. So it feels dirtier, whether it is or not. The water in Colorado is just beautiful.
Nature's always right. Somebody keeps suggesting that we check out that channel, and I've never watched it, so
Cool.
maybe we need
Sounds
to.
cool.
I'm gonna link our Discord real quick, so that once we get off of here, everybody can keep talking if we want to keep talking. And anytime you at me on Discord, I generally will respond. So don't be too crazy with it, but.
Why did I just learn you're in Colorado? We spent like 2 or 3 years of our scamp life scamping through Colorado. We kind of always knew it was going to be where we would end up. Though Oregon, we almost stayed there. I think if 2020 hadn't happened, we may have been drawn. I mean, we're very drawn to Oregon, but we may have stayed there. We left because of forest fires, and it just feels there's something about the mountains, to be high up in the mountains. I know that Cascade Range isn't Oregon, but the Rocky Mountains just do something to you.
Yeah, Oregon's awesome, but I think it's almost like too good, kind of like California.
Too good, meaning that there's a lot of people there because they know it's so good.
Yeah.
Yes, I miss it though. They really took care of, in Central Oregon, they took care of the forests like no place I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. You could just walk through these tall pine forests with no underbrush because they do so many maintained fires. It was beautiful.
But yeah, I like Colorado because, and especially like certain parts of Colorado because it's gnarly enough to where. Are you laughing at Kim's question?
Yes, you were so funny, Kim. You hurt me. I would choose vibrant red
Yuck.
or a brunette.
Ever been to Montana? Yeah, Montana's awesome, but it's like, what is the but? Honestly, I thought Montana
Bears.
was going to be more gnarly than it was. It was more like
Maybe where
populated. Well, as we were driving through it too, it was like not as wild as I was anticipating. But we went to some wild places in Montana for sure.
And we hadn't seen Yellowstone yet.
Finishing
At the time
college
that we were in
next
Montana.
year and scared for the next few steps. Looking back, any tips for a fresh adult? If you have a bunch of debt from college, that's one thing. If you could avoid that, that would be. If I were to go
Finishing
back,
college.
I don't really have like advice for you, but if I were to go back, I would not necessarily go to college. I would do some kind of like trade school. Like I would be an electrician or a welder, or just like learn web development or coding, right? Just like from the internet or from a trade. Like I would learn a trade for sure, because I feel like those things, like people sleep on how useful all of those things are. And yeah, they're just, I think that's a smart way to go because you'll always have a job and you can be like more portable that way.
But as somebody finishing college,
As somebody finishing, oh, it just depends on what you finished with. But oh, my aunt and uncle are watching us. That's cute. But yeah, just it depends on what you finished with, because I don't know, debt, college debt is a hard thing to kind of outrun. So
move into a scamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you can save your money and pay off any debt.
Yeah. Get out of debt as quickly as you can. People, well, I don't know. People say to learn to use other people's money with, like through debt and stuff. And I think that is a useful like mechanism, but I just feel a lot more comfortable not having any debt because that makes me feel not good.
It's instant coffee.
But
rolling papers.
Debt is not rolling papers. That'd be fun though. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a kind of a trap. Like we've had a lot of friends that got into a lot of credit card debt right out of or in college, and I think that's a really slippery slope. So trying to live as frugally as possible, especially out of the gate, I think is the way. Shelley Falgren or Farin, what isn't that?
Must be a maiden name.
Michelle? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, Farnbush or Bush?
Oh, Barron Baruch. How do you say your last name?
Do you have lithium battery in the scamp? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Something I recently learned is lithium ion and lithium iron phosphate are different. So like lithium ion, and I may be wrong here, but lithium ion is lighter weight, but it doesn't last as many cycles, whereas lithium iron phosphate is heavier, but it's has more longevity. So like for our house, we'll probably go with lithium iron phosphate, but with like if we were going backpacking and bringing a lithium battery, we would bring a lithium ion battery because it's so much lighter.
Forgot you. Never. Gail, I don't know what's going on. I don't think your posts are being blocked.
No. Will there be a book pre-order? I don't know. Should I do that?
I think it might be helpful so that you know how many people want your book and how many to
like
release.
how many paperback copies to order.
And it would then help you have a little like backing to pay for the books to get done. I think a pre-order makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Elsa's glowing. You guys look so happy. Wow.
We took a shower like 3 days ago.
Am I not glowing? I feel like I'm glowing. Solo female here. Oh. Spiders in a small space. Don't be scared of spiders. I like having spiders around because the other bugs are what are so annoying. But yeah, just research the spiders that you have in your area and see if any of them are like dangerous, and then like memorize what those look like, and then you're safe, and then just let them be.
Okay, we have 2 hours until friend Stacy gets here.
Okay, well, I hope she likes installing PEX.
We need to go.
Let's do like 5 more minutes of rapid fire. Rapid fire question answers. Here we go.
We need to get Barron more coffee.
Well, love you too. Thanks for inspirational life you share with us. Thank you, K-Bomb.
Does the book tell how we met?
No. Thanks for doing
Rapid fire.
This live. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you. Be at peace. You rock. Goats ? Yes, because then we can have a pond. How young are you guys? Not very. How much garden protection will you need for the wildlife in your area? A ton.
Drink tacos or eat tequila?
Yes.
Eat tequila.
Are you still doing leather work? Yes. And in the fall, we're going to get meat chickens. Maybe if we did, what I'm really interested in is guinea fowl, but our neighbors would hate that.
Jewelry updates. I will launch the for sale on our Patreon first, and then I'll announce it everywhere else.
Goats over sheep. I would really like to have merino sheep, but I think it would be a lot of work to process their wool. Nick's Picks is the best. Selling beadwork again? Probably not, because it's a contentious subject. Beef or shrimp tacos?
This is really enjoyable.
Beef.
I'll just let you do this for 5 minutes.
Are there wolves in your area? Only in folklore, but they're talking about releasing them again. But they're, in my opinion, they're the wrong kind of wolves, because they should be the native wolves, and they're going to release the Canadian ones instead. What's the next upgrade to the Subi? New suspension, probably coilovers. Come on, guys, hit us with more questions.
Noodles or taters?
Noodles or taters? God, that's impossible.
Noodles.
I don't know. Taters. Favorite type of coffee?
Black.
We like Americanos.
Do you wear SPF?
No. We wear like sometimes coconut oil or something with zinc in it.
Sun layers, we cover our skin.
Is it always 420 there? It used to be, but not anymore.
Favorite veggie?
Favorite veggie?
Arugula.
Broccoli. Have you been to Tennessee? No, but I've heard it's amazing.
Coffee or cacao?
Yes.
Coffee.
Quail. Quail would be cool, but they're like really small and their eggs are tiny. I think guinea fowl are really interesting because they're like a guard dog. How many times does Barron fart in a day? Innumerable.
5,000.
Does camp like cats? Yes, camp is cat. When is fire season? Right now. Unibrow or no unibrow? Don't care. When I pick my unibrow, I get pimples. Favorite drink? Smoothies. Malamutes or Huskies? Huskies. In the house by Christmas? Yes, but it won't be finished. Going to get cats? Yes, but we've never had cats. We have no idea what we're doing. Do you two ever fight? Absolutely not. Big threes? I don't know what that means. How's the house coming? Very well. Stock tank hot tub? Yes. What is your solar size? Not very big. We have like not even a kilowatt hour of solar right now. Or a kilowatt of solar panels. Favorite book? When I was a kid, it was Hatchet. Did you try the mead? Did we try the mead?
No,
I don't think we've even opened it.
We have it. We're saving it for a special time.
Favorite song to random dance party to? Probably Hey Ya by Outkast, but it's actually a really dark song about relationships and modern culture if you listen to the lyrics.
Red or white wine? Red. Cold dip or hot shower? Hot shower.
Cold dip if I'm feeling spicy. You guys use an outhouse, kinda.
Fart too?
Yes, no. And it smells like attics. Where is camp? Camp is right behind the computer. Favorite folk group? I don't know. John Butler Trio is kind of folky. Not really, though. Ever been to Canada? No, but we'd love to go. Do you
Okay.
have to KS on the property? LOL. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars. I've never got into Star Trek, but I'd like to watch them because I think they're more like relevant to the future. Go noodling. I would love to go noodling, but I also like my fingers.
Married or not?
Yes. How old is Campy's 8? Toothpaste or baking soda?
We use a baking soda toothpaste.
Yeah, it's like in a little jar. It's really nice. I like spicy salsa. DC or Marvel?
Neither.
Yeah, I don't like superhero movies. I think they're dumb.
No
Sunni.
offense at all.
No, they can be offended if you like superhero. I'm just kidding.
Okay, you're
I'm
a
just
spicy
kidding.
boy
I'm
right
just
now.
kidding. Next trip overseas? I don't know. It'll probably be a minute. What are your eye colors? Can't you see them? They're blue.
Gray.
Movies or TV shows? Nowadays, I like TV shows more because you can actually like get into, you can like get into the characters more and stuff.
It's like a long movie
Yeah.
that comes out over and over again with every season. Okay, we should go.
Are we done? That's all the questions for today.
We should just do a live stream of rapid fire Barron questions. Questions for Barron.
What's for supper? Pad Thai. Favorite cigar?
Barron,
Acid cigars are pretty good, and you can get them almost everywhere.
We
I like
need
the
to
little
go.
ones. Okay,
I know you're having so much
we
fun.
gotta go, Latex.
We have to
I
install
really
the
don't want to do it.
PEX pipe for our heated floors because our foundation is being poured tomorrow. So wish us luck, everybody. We're going to film it and we'll have a YouTube video of all these things coming up soon.
Maybe.
Absolutely, we will. What?
Well, some things.
Are you hungry?
I don't know. Some things. Yeah, I won't go there. Maine Coons are really cool, though.
Okay, guys, we're leaving now.
Love you all.
Bye. Thank you
Bye.
for being here.
Thanks, everyone.